For thousands of years, Buddhism has been described as a peaceful philosophy, a spiritual path untouched by corruption, politics, or power. But the deeper you dig, the more you realize something astonishing. Buddhism did not begin as a religion. It began as a rebellion against a broken system, a rebellion against a corrupt priesthood, a rebellion against the illusion of self, wealth, and authority. And the man at the center of this revolution was not a prophet, not a king, not a deity. He was a prince who walked away from the perfect world that was built to imprison him. Today, in the Truth Archives, we uncover the forbidden origins of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, and the shocking transformation of his philosophy into one of humanity's most misunderstood religions. Let's begin. Our journey begins 2,500 years ago in the foothills of ancient northern India, a royal palace, an heir to the throne, a prophecy so powerful that the king himself feared it. When Queen Maya dreams of a white elephant carrying a lotus into her body, wise men declare that her son will walk one of two paths, either become the greatest king or abandon the throne and free humanity from ignorance. The king chooses for him. Siddhartha is locked inside a paradise, a world with no pain, no sickness, no age, no death. A golden prison crafted to keep him blind. But destiny has a tendency to leak through even the strongest walls. One day, disguised among commoners, Siddhartha sees something he wasn't supposed to see: sickness, aging, death, despair. The perfect world collapses in front of his eyes. And a single question begins to burn inside him. Why does suffering exist at all? That night, he walks away from his palace, his wealth, his wife, and even his newborn son, to search for a truth his world refused to teach him. Siddhartha's journey leads him into the heart of India's religious system, the Brahmanic order. A rigid hierarchy, a caste system built on birth, and a priesthood that claimed to control everything from salvation to destiny. If you were sick, you paid a priest. If you lost a loved one, you paid a priest. If you wanted to pray, marry, worship, or simply hope, you paid a priest. And the poor? They were told their suffering was karma, a punishment from past lives, a cycle only priests could break. It was a spiritual economy designed to keep the masses obedient. And Siddhartha sees it for what it truly is, a system where salvation has a price tag. He knows this cannot be the truth. He knows suffering has a deeper cause. So he leaves again, this time searching for teachers, sages, anyone who might know more. Siddhartha finds two groups. One, the masters of the mind who believe liberation comes through meditation, stillness, and the purification of consciousness. Two, the masters of the body who starve, beat, scorch, and torture themselves, believing that destroying the body frees the soul. Siddhartha tries both paths, and both nearly kill him. For 6 years, he pushes his body beyond human limits, to the point where his bones pierce his skin and his consciousness drifts toward death. But the truth hits him at the final moment. Enlightenment cannot be found in extremes, not in luxury, not in suffering, not in palace walls, not in self-torture. It must be found within, the middle path, the path no one had walked yet. Siddhartha sits beneath a fig tree in a quiet village, today called Bodh Gaya. For 45 days, he enters the deepest states of consciousness a human being has ever recorded. memories of existence, cycles of life and death, worlds beyond description, beings beyond form, layers of reality unfolding like pages in a cosmic book. He sees everything. He sees that life is not a straight line, but a loop, a prison of constant rebirth called samsara, where beings are recycled endlessly through desire, attachment, and ignorance. He sees karma not as a divine punishment, but as the natural echo of one's choices. He sees that the self is an illusion, a temporary pattern in a universe of constant change. And finally, he breaks the cycle. Siddhartha dies while still alive. His ego collapses. His identity dissolves. He awakens as something else entirely. The enlightened one, the Buddha. In Buddhism, enlightenment is not becoming something greater. It is becoming nothing, a drop returning to the ocean, a flame going out, a self dissolving into the infinite. This is why enlightened masters never say, I, they say, we. Because once the illusion of separation is gone, what's left is unity. The same idea exists in Sufism. Inzan Camille, the perfected human, the one who has dissolved their ego into the divine. Different cultures, different languages, same truth. After enlightenment, the Buddha could have vanished. No more rebirth, no more suffering, no more karma. But he chooses to come back. Why? Because enlightenment means nothing if you keep it for yourself. He returns to his old companions, the ascetics who once starved with him. They barely recognize him, not because his body changed, but because his presence changed. Peace, clarity, compassion. They follow him instantly, and the teachings begin. Not rituals, not sacrifices, not authority, but a simple truth. Be a light unto yourself. Buddha's teachings spread fast, and the Brahmanic order starts to panic. Because if karma comes from your actions, not from paying priests, if enlightenment is available to everyone, not just high castes, if liberation is an inner journey, not a purchased ritual, then the religious elite loses everything. So they begin rewriting karma as destiny, as punishment, as divine justice. But people don't believe them anymore. They've seen the truth. And soon, Buddhism becomes a movement powerful enough to shake an entire civilization. Centuries later, India falls under the rule of a ruthless conqueror, Ashoka the Great, a man whose favorite execution method was pouring molten metal down his enemies' throats. But after witnessing the aftermath of a brutal war, he walks through the battlefield, and something inside him shatters. Tens of thousands dead, families destroyed, empires soaked in blood. In the ruins, he finds Buddha's teachings carved on stones: compassion, peace, nonviolence. And the man who once bathed the world in suffering becomes the one who spreads Buddhism farther than anyone else in history. He bans the death penalty, ends animal sacrifice, frees slaves, builds hospitals and shelters for the poor, and sends Buddhist monks across the world. For 1,500 years, this decision shapes Asia. In the golden age of Buddhism, a city rises, Nalanda, the world's first true university. Thousands of scholars, philosophers, scientists, astronomers, doctors, knowledge flowing freely between civilizations. But in the 11th and 12th centuries, Invading armies burned Nalanda to the ground, libraries lost, teachings erased, the birthplace of philosophy itself reduced to ashes, and Buddhism nearly disappears from the land where it was born. Today, Buddhism is rising again, not as a religion of gods, rituals, or temples, but as a philosophy, a guide for a world drowning in noise. Yet even now, many misunderstand it. Some worship Buddha like a deity. Some sell Enlightenment retreats for profit. Some believe Buddhism is polytheistic. Some think karma is a reward system. All misunderstandings. Because Buddha never wanted worship. He wanted understanding. He wanted transformation. He wanted humanity to realize you already carry the divine spark within you. Buddhism is not a religion, not a temple, not a statue, not a priesthood. It is a journey into silence, into compassion, into truth, into yourself. If you live with kindness, if you live with awareness, if you live without harming, then you are already walking the path Buddha walked. Not in a palace, not in a forest, not under a tree, but right here, in this life, in this moment. Thank you for watching the Truth Archives. More hidden history is coming soon. Take care.